like a semi-despondent fury, but I thought I never should hit on a chance.
Talk Radio 790 KABC. You're listening to the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show. This is Karl Gerber, and I'm a real workplace lawyer.
Did anybody follow me in here?
You have an entourage?
I have a familiar.
Is your familiar with all parts of you?
Did you see anybody follow me here?
A lot of employers accuse their employees of suffering from delusions when they make accusations of race discrimination or sexual harassment.
My employer made me get an exam.
Oh, ma'am, that's probably illegal, an invasion of privacy.
They're after me.
Who?
First, they wanted to see if I could swim.
Was this work-related? Like a work-related task you had to do?
I guess it could be, in case I got in over my head.
Odd.
That's why I came here. There are many things my employer subjected me to.
Are you okay?
I am suffering from mental grief, mental pain, anxiety, humiliation, and emotional distress.
Well, how much are each of those?
I am not selling off my emotional distress claim. Not just yet.
Well, when you decide to, maybe I can help you.
I think I can hear them hunting me down.
Where? Who? What was that?
Them.
Well, this is frightening.
It is. They might kill me if I can't recite all of the president's land holdings.
Well, that's ridiculous. He has so many conflicts of interest. There's no way you could ever do that.
No fixed standard exists for my non-economic damages.
Well, hold your brooms. You're talking tort damages. For all I know, I mean, you just have some work stress case.
I don't use a broom. I don't use a broom.
Well, how do you clean your house?
I vacuum.
Do you have all stone floors? I mean, no broom? Just a mop?
I use miracle wax. Wax on, wax off. Wax on, wax off. Wax on, wax off. The assistant dope waxer of hellhole palms.
Gee, we haven't heard about that elected position in a while. Nobody listens to episode 25 on the Karl Gerber with a K channel on YouTube.
Wax on, wax off. Wax on, wax off. Wax on,
Can
wax
you
off.
stop saying that?
What? Saying what? Wax on, wax off. Wax on, wax off. Wax on, wax off.
Go wax your ears.
I shall not. Shall not. I don't do that.
Why?
Them.
Who?
Wax on, wax off. Wax on, wax off. Wax on, wax off. Wax on, wax off.
Why do you keep saying that?
It calms my nerves.
Okay.
I am peaceful. I am calm. I am burning lavender. I am peaceful. I am calm. I am burning it. I sit comfortably on your yoni stool. I know you have one.
I do not.
Use your dominant hand.
No! What is this, a masturbation prayer?
It's a calming prayer.
What are you supposed to do with your dominant hand?
Send out negative energies.
Oh, that's a relief. Is your other hand for calming too?
No, that's to take in positive energies.
How does this work?
By the Werbly law of 3, if you don't, you'll be cursed.
I'm not vibing. You mean vibing? I'm not vibing any law of 3, and I don't want to be cursed.
Thou should not mutter such things.
What? Spirits of my ancestors come.
They did long ago.
Well, of course one of them did, or they wouldn't be my ancestors.
Where is this going?
I thought you knew.
Moon of finest silver wane, take with you bad luck and bane.
Now we're rhyming.
As you fade into the night.
Now I've had enough jokes from people who are 30 about how old I am. We're both adults.
Bring new hope back to sight.
Employment lawyer, I am. Deployment of Remus Helms endowment, not I. Ding old folks back into sight. Laser eye surgery.
I've never heard that one.
I just made it up.
Oh, you shouldn't do that.
Oh, I've got more. I mean, more than 26 years of experience and even more writing. Remember, I'm an elder.
An elder thou art. You are. Wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off. Maybe you can stop them.
Again, who is the them?
My employer.
In the pleading, sometimes I pray for injunctions to enjoin the employer's evil practices of wage theft, unfair business practices, even sexual harassment and discrimination.
Then pray with me.
Look, we can't turn this into a religious broadcast. We might isolate the Wiccas listening.
Who said I'm a Wicca?
Of course not. You just have quite dark black dyed hair and an extremely pale complexion.
I am a millennial. We don't believe in tanning or going to the beach or leaving our homes for that matter.
Right. You stand around all day vacuuming and mopping because you're afraid to use a broom.
Ha ha, very funny. I wouldn't be caught an old hag with a broom.
Presumably you live with your parents and they clean the house. You messin'?
Everything in the house is purple.
Well, it must be a very creative place.
Royal, calming, magical.
But you should consider moving out, getting your own place and maybe even buying a broom.
Not a broom. No broom. Mom lives in a time warp.
I believe they had brooms in the olden days.
My mother has a Ford Tempo.
What's your name?
I am Enchantress Alizon.
Oh, no, not another sex worker on this show.
I practice divine famine, deep amore of the earth.
It sounds like a bad Italian restaurant.
You're awful. Italian restaurant. Aren't you listening? Maybe I'm saying too many words for you to listen.
How does all this relate to work, ma'am?
I am going through some things there.
Could you be any vaguer?
They've got this thing going against me.
A thing? We're still beating around the bush.
It's hard for me to say this.
Well, then let's back up. What kind of a company do you work for?
We're in music publishing.
Oh, that's interesting. Some issues come up with fair use that I get involved in because of this show.
That's what our company is about.
Fair use of published music?
Yes, exactly.
You're not a legal clearinghouse, are you?
Oh, no, we make the songs.
What kind of songs does your company make?
We hire songwriters to write the songs, and then we hire singers to sing the songs.
I bet you've got some good talent there, those singers.
It's nothing to sing one of the songs we publish. Writing them, that's the hard part.
So have I heard any of these songs?
I'm sure you have.
It might be presumptuous on my part. I mean, I don't know if you sing, but could you sing us one of those songs we might have heard?
To understand the songs my company publishes, you don't have to be a singer. I mean, when you hear the songs, well, I should say the songs don't necessarily need a singer. They're very simple.
Great. If I saw the words, maybe I'd even be able to sing them. I mean, I can't sing at all.
I heard about that.
Well, then why don't you do one of these songs?
The word.
Word up.
All I said was the.
The what?
There isn't any more. Just the.
Just the what?
I was singing the song.
Well, I'm sorry I interrupted you.
You didn't.
I did. And now I'm confused. What am I missing?
Nothing.
It might be wrong, but it seems like we never heard a song.
A song?
Yes. You were going to sing one.
I did.
Okay, I don't know who this woman is or why she's here. I'm a real workplace lawyer, and I was hoping she had a workplace problem. If you want to call me off air, I can reach at 877-525-0700 about a real sexual harassment case. 877-525-0700. If your employer has caused you a lot of emotional anguish and you need to be suing for it, 877-525-0700. If your employer has done something very wrong and you actually need a real employment lawyer for that. I have been doing this for over 26 years. I am Karl Gerber. This is Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show. We'll be back in a minute. Maybe we'll figure out what's going on here. This is Talk Radio 790 KABC.
Since 1993, the Employment Lawyers Group has been a consistent force in fighting for the rights of California employees. They've represented thousands of employees in cases in which they've lost their jobs, been sexually harassed, discriminated against at work, or owed wages individually or as a group such as a class action. The Employment Lawyers Group has maintained a high win rate and a serious record before the California courts. Please call 877-525-0700 for an experienced work lawyer. That's 877-525-0700. They have call takers standing by. Online, research the firm at worklawyerca.com. They have offices throughout Southern California. If you hire the Employment Lawyers Group, your legal problem becomes theirs to solve.
When running a business, HR issues can kill you. Wrongful termination suits, minimum wage requirements, labor regulations, and HR manager salaries are not cheap. They're $70,000 a year. I'm Alan Jones, founder and CEO of Bambi. I created Bambi specifically for small business. Get a dedicated HR manager, craft HR policy, and maintain your compliance, all for just $99 a month. Seriously, let's change HR from your biggest liability to your biggest strength. With Bambi, your dedicated HR manager is available by phone, email, or real-time chat. From onboarding to terminations, we customize your policies to fit your business and help you manage your employees day to day. All for just $99 a month, period. Month to month, no hidden fees, cancel anytime.
Go to Bambi.com/WWO right now to schedule your free HR audit. That's Bambi.com/WWO. Spelled BAM to the VEE.com/WWO.
Discover why Audible.
Do you video game till your thumbs hurt? Binge till your eyes burn? Guess what? You're a speed freak. You need Fios 500 meg internet by Frontier. It's just $39.99 a month plus taxes and fees with a 1-year price guarantee on service fee and no annual commitment. Let us guide the speed freak in you. Visit frontier.com/speed for complete offer details. Frontier. Don't go it alone. Limited time offer, speed not guaranteed. Depends on many factors. Install equipment fees, surcharges, taxes, and other fees are subject to change. Frontier terms and conditions apply, subject to availability.
Shark Bites with Clark the Shark.
Hey, it's Randy, and I'm sitting with my buddy Clark Fielding of Fielding Law. Now, Clark, if people call you at 833-88-SHARK, is just some associate attorney going to handle their case?
I personally work on each and every case, Randy. I'm aware of all our clients, all our cases.
So you're not just a settlement mill?
Absolutely not. We are there to optimize our clients' recovery and do everything it takes.
Clark, how important is liability insurance?
It is critical. In the state of California, if the other driver runs the red light and injures you, if you don't have car insurance coverage, you will be penalized and you will be excluded from compensation for your pain and suffering.
Now, if you're hurt in any kind of an accident, you need to call my friend Clark Fielding now for free advice. The phone number is 833-88-SHARK. That's 833-88-SHARK. Or go to clarkthesharklaw.com, clarkthesharklaw.com.
Get Smashmouth Conservative Talk. Afternoons 3 to 6 with Ben Shapiro on AM790 KABC. Your home for Trojans football.
Right on! All respect, I do object. I do object.
I object too. Why am I here? This is Karl Gerber on the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show Talk Radio, and I've got a woman in here with something about music. She's singing songs, and you know, you claim you just sang the song. Maybe it whirled past me. Could we try those words? I didn't hear it.
The
what?
The. We've got one of their songs too.
Well, could we hear that fair use sample?
This.
Is there more? I'm waiting.
That's all there is.
All you said is this.
Mr. Gerber, I thought you understood fair use.
I did pretty well in intellectual property in law school. I mean, I would have been an intellectual property lawyer, you know, if I didn't do the whole employee law thing, which I sort of wanted to do ever since I was in elementary school.
You're saying too much. See, you can sing one of our songs.
How would you know?
You just sang one.
I didn't sing anything.
Yes, you did.
I was only saying fair use is when you conjure up just enough of the song, but don't do the whole thing so it isn't infringed.
That's what my company does.
Whoa, your company?
I didn't start it. I'm only 30.
Understood.
As the chief executive officer, I take ownership in what we do.
I appreciate that.
It's not easy for us to come up with a new hit.
Is this sort of like, Weird Al Yankovic?
Our songs are much simpler. Anybody can sing them.
I'd still like to hear one.
You've heard two.
Well, maybe I have in my life, just living my life, but we should let the listeners sort of identify, with what the company's songs are.
We did and we did this.
This?
No, this.
This what?
Doesn't it sound vaguely familiar?
Well, vague is an overstatement.
I don't know why you're so confused.
Well, you keep saying we've heard your company's songs tonight. I mean, here in this program, but it doesn't seem they've been sung or played on this show.
This.
Well, here we go again with the and this.
No, the is from the Beatles and this is from the.
Huh?
Don't you know the song? This is the day.
Oh, yeah, that's a the song.
But not the.
Well, I know 80s alternative. I mean, the sings This Is the Day.
But they don't sing the.
Nobody sings the.
The Beatles do.
Oh, I'm sure one of the words in one of the Beatles songs is the. I mean, the word the is used in 5% of all English written content.
Maybe, but the Beatles have a very famous song that starts out the.
Well, sure. I mean, I'm a Beatles fan. I'm not the greatest living Beatles fan in history. I'm not Chris Carter, but he used to work for the company that owns this station when KOS was here.
Then you've heard the song.
The one that starts out with the.
I am not saying there's only one Beatles song that starts out with the word the.
But the. I mean, not the band. The Beatles song. It goes something like this. The long and windy, long and winding road.
See? This is why our company is so important. If you only have to sing one word, it's so much easier.
It might be, but songs have more than one word.
Not the songs my company publishes.
You're a one-word song company?
Nothing more than 1 second.
Well, if it's just one word, how is anybody supposed to conjure up the feeling of the song being fairly used?
It's all how you say the word. The. See, you knew it was the long and winding road.
Oh, don't assume such things.
More is more, less is not enough. One is one.
Oh, I think I'm getting this. 2 is 2.
1 is the loneliest number that you ever. Oh, I'm so sorry. I sang way too much.
Well, if the guests would just come on the show and sing just one word or say just one word, we'd be done so much faster.
It wouldn't work.
Let's try.
Crucify.
We aren't going to get into religion.
It's that John Lennon thing. They're gonna. If I said that, would be 3 words.
3 words is fair use.
Use maybe, but not fair. They're gonna crucify me.
Oh, you did it. I'm so proud of you. You sung 3 whole words.
That's what they're gonna do to me.
Who?
Them.
Is this another song about them?
No, they're doing some inquest on me. They want me out.
Oh, I see. There's an employment issue here after all.
Yes, but it's more, too.
Well, how much more?
They convene and present this evidence against me in the wee hours of the morning.
Well, do you have the chance to defend yourself, like your position?
I've mostly been out of the country during the whole inquest. I said I might show up, sit in the front and stare at them. But that was just a threat. I mean, if they decide to convict me, I don't want to be around for that. I'm staying out of the country.
This is hardcore. I presume they're following some board rules, or maybe you have a contract and some of your rights are spelled out.
My tenure isn't based on me serving at the will of the board.
Do you have an employment contract?
I got elected way back. It's been so long I can't say.
You're only 30.
That's what I say.
You're not really 30?
I am not saying more here. They could get a hold of this transcript and use it against me.
How old are you?
I've been around.
presumably if you aren't even in country when they're doing this whole inquest thing.
Can you be my lawyer on the inquest?
I'm not too sure about an inquest, but the issue, arises whether an employee lawyer, is the right person, and if an employee can bring a lawyer into an internal investigation, and whether that should even be allowed.
This isn't an ordinary investigation.
Well, since you're the CEO, maybe the matter does warrant counsel, but the issues relating to chief executives can be criminal. I'm not saying you'll be convicted, but CEOs do get prosecuted.
I haven't done anything illegal.
Well, then what's the inquest about?
It's a witch hunt.
I think that going around calling every investigation or trial a witch hunt is an unhealthy precedent. There needs to, be investigations.
Stuff they want to try me for is fraud.
They claim you committed fraud?
The accusations are fraud.
Where are you going to be tried?
There.
Like, there?
That sounds like one of the songs they did when I first started working with the company.
There?
No, the Beatles song.
A Beatles song.
It's 5 words.
What is?
The lyrics. More than we wanted to... Don't say the word conjure. Oh, I just said it.
Well, how else can it be explained? How somebody hears a part of a song and it reminds them of the song, but they don't hear the whole song.
Fine. I saw her standing there.
Oh, yeah, that's a 1963 Beatles song. I saw her standing there.
Yes, that song was popular when I first started over at Senate.
What?
When I first started working at Senate, they played that song all the time. Not our second version, the whole Beatles song.
I do recall when I was a child, every third song played on the radio as late as the late 70s was a Beatles song.
Oh, this was a lot longer ago than that.
I'm totally confused.
I am not confused. I like warlocks, a nice, handsome young warlock. I don't like other enchantresses.
You're never one of those cosplay costume weirdos Remus Helms sent over?
Remus Helms did get me on this show, but I can assure you I am not a cosplay imposter, and I'm not what they are accusing me of being.
But you date a guy who calls himself a warlock.
I'd never date a guy who just goes around calling himself a warlock.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
I am all about total and complete disclosure and honesty. That's why Senate Publishing has been my baby for so many years. We don't try to get away imitating recording artists and not paying them. We keep it simple, mostly one-word cover songs.
No, I'm not buying this. There's no market for a one-word cover song.
And playtime of 1 second or less.
Why would anybody want to hear a song that short? I mean, limited to 1 second or less.
A lot of people these days just don't have the time.
In other words, in the time they'd usually spend listening to an entire song, they could hear like 180 or more 1 word, 1 second covers.
You're comparing total song consumption per a 3-minute song. Have you thought about a deep track?
Right. Those extended mixes of 9 minutes or more, or a really long song like Raja Khan by Renaissance, or Frankenstein by Edgar Winters, or The Stairway to Heaven. There's a lot of songs. I mean, there's a lot of those really long songs.
It's very easy to do the math. Just divide the number of minutes in the regular version by 60, and that's how many covers you can hear during the time it takes to listen to a regular version of a song, be it a short song, an extended whatever.
I'm not sure. I could take so much imagination, conjuring, I guess, what the one word might represent in a 3-minute, let alone 9-minute period of time by just hearing one word.
Think of it this way. You'd hear 694 of our songs during the 11 minutes and 37 seconds you'd spend listening to Raja Khan.
Well, being that our listeners' ages have gone down to 35 to 44, that's barely what we've got. We've got a bunch of under 35s on the internet listening. Maybe you could give a more current example.
Okay. In the 44 minutes and 11 seconds it would take to listen to the whole Thank You Next album by Ariana Grande, you could better spend your time listening to 2,651 of our cover songs.
Look, a lot of people would not take issue with your claim their time could be better spent listening to something other than Ariana Grande's most recent album, but 2,651 one-word songs in a row is over 44 minutes. That's just plain bizarre.
People don't go around having listening marathons of our 1-second songs. You hear them more subtly.
No.
Oh, now you've got me confused. I know that's one of our songs, but I'm not sure whether you're singing Mexican Radio by Stan Ridgway or the No-No Song by Ringo Starr.
It would be a pity if you lost command over the most unusual music publishing company you work for.
Are the numbers blowing your mind? It's just too many of our songs you could hear in the time spent listening to a whole song by the original artist.
I have to admit, it's somewhat bewitching to think somebody could listen to hundreds of songs during the same period they just heard one full version.
Bewitching? I am not a witch.
Okay, this is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show. I'm not a copyright lawyer. I'm an employment lawyer, and my phone number is 877-525-0700 for you to call me during normal business hours. That's 877-525-0700 for righteous representation. If you're an employee, 877-525-0700. I really don't know where this conversation is going with this enchantress woman. I don't know, 1-second songs is kind of weird, and one-word songs even stranger. If this is what society is becoming, I'm concerned, but I guess all these listeners I have on the internet that are under 35 would probably understand this. All right, Talk Radio 790 KABC.
Since 1993, the Employment Lawyers Group has been a results-oriented law firm whose goal is to get the client what they deserve. They've represented thousands of California employees who've lost their jobs, been sexually harassed, subjected to employment discrimination, or were owed wages on an individualized or group basis, such as a class action. They have a high rate of success. There are few situations involving employment law that they have not confronted. At the forefront of employee rights, they're often the first employee law firm to confront a new legal issue. For an experienced employment lawyer, call 877-525-0700. That's 877-525-0700. They have call takers standing by. Online, read more about the firm at employeelawca.com. They have offices throughout Southern California. Make your work problem theirs to solve.
AM790
KABC. Talk Radio 790 KABC News Update. I'm Steve Cumming. President Trump's defense team got off to an abbreviated start today. Correspondent Linda Kenyon has the latest from Capitol Hill.
The session lasted just 2 hours, with Chief White House Counsel Pat Cipollone saying this won't take too long.
You heard the House manager speak for nearly 24 hours over 3 days. We don't anticipate using that much time.
Cipollone says the defense believes the prosecution did not meet its burden in presenting the case, adding President Trump did nothing wrong. Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer says that makes no sense.
The president's counsel is criticizing the case against the president for lack of sources close to the president, while at the same time blocking testimony from witnesses close to the president.
The trial resumes on Monday afternoon. Linda Kenyon, Capitol Hill.
KABC SoCal weather, partly cloudy this evening and tonight with lows in the upper 40s to mid-50s. More news coming up in 30 minutes, continuing coverage at KABC.com. I'm Steve Cumming, Talk Radio 790 KABC News.
This is John Greenhut, and if your teeth are stinking...
At Retirement Planners of America, we specialize in retirement planning designed to make your money last as long as you do. Let us show you how to protect and maximize your retirement savings. If you're nearing or in retirement with more than $100,000 in investable assets, call one of our retirement planners today at 800-994-0302 or visit rpoa.com.
From Dana Point to Point Magoo. Get it right. AM790 KABC.
In all respect, I do object.
Talk Radio 790. This is Karl Gerber on the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show. I'm a real lawyer, and I've got a lady who's getting offended. I didn't mean to infer you were a witch.
Somebody's at the door.
How would you know? We're all the way back here and you can't see or hear a door.
They're hunting for me. I know these things.
Who's hunting for you?
The managers. Who else?
What managers?
There are 7 of them.
They're underneath you in the organizational hierarchy, right?
No, they're supposed to be separate, but I don't give a damn about them. I am the chief executive.
How long have you been in command of this company?
It was a little after that song came out by the Beatles that we already talked about.
But you're 30.
Women like me always look young.
If you've been at the company since 1963, that would make you a minimum...
You're being too logical.
Well, that is a common mistake I make when speaking to a guest that Remus Helms is sent onto this show.
I want to sue the company I work for.
Seems everyone wants to do that these days.
I want to sue them for the way they're trying to get rid of me.
Usually the way is less actionable in court than the actual termination of employment.
They're trying me.
Can you defend yourself?
Like I said, I've mostly been out of the country during this process.
I'm not sure if that's a good idea.
The first day was a complete waste. They fought on and on about what the rules would be for my trial.
Well, that's why you want your case in court. If you don't want to be in arbitration, where the rules might be a mystery. They might not exist, or they might be so unfair, so your trial is compressed into only a bunch of sound bites.
I heard they spent the whole day fighting about the rules.
Did they come to an agreement?
Everybody thought it was going to be one way, and then they went to lunch. Probably ate elephant or something bigger. A lot of them are like that. When they came back, they decided the rules would be different.
Again, I'd have to see any contract you might have or the board rules.
They spent a day on opening statements.
Gee, I've never been in a trial where that much time was spent on the other side's opening statement.
Could you come to the trial and defend me?
This sounds so unusual. I don't know if I'd be able to help, especially if I didn't know these obscure rules.
It's also what they're trying me for.
Are you willing to testify?
I don't know. They've been looking for me. If they found me, that wouldn't be good.
Are you still paid by this employer?
My employer doesn't pay me. Other people are forced to.
Weird.
I'll tell you what's weird. There are 7 managers prosecuting me.
Well, that is weird. I mean, that's a big legal team.
They're accusing me of all sorts of things.
Like what?
They're saying I'm one of those.
One of those whats?
You know.
Oh, liberals?
Even worse.
What could possibly be worse than a West Coast liberal?
Somebody who lets Myron Frumber pronounced Matting but spelled M&M do his 3-plug trims.
Oh, God, I couldn't even begin to quantify that kind of racism, corruption, plain bad hair.
A lot of people asked me to put a spell on him.
A lot of people have wondered how he keeps chugging with all the fast food he injects into his veins.
Clinton jogged his way into a McDonald's.
I certainly don't want to make this a political show. I mean, Tom Arnold might be listening, and he might get confused when he hears this, and he thinks this is usually a radio station for the voice of that guy holding up the big house.
Maybe I should show up to the trial.
Which one?
The inquest they're doing on me.
Yeah, show them you aren't evil.
I am not. I can't help my powers.
Maybe you need a criminal defense lawyer or a corporate defense lawyer. This might not really be an issue for an employee lawyer like me.
Have you had any experience with the water test?
I can't say I have.
But I have.
Molly Machete, where did you come from?
I was out having a yoni massage, and the yoni lady from episode 91 was playing this show. Once the massage ended, I figured I better get over here. That's weird. I'm not relaxed anymore.
Yeah, I don't really have anything to say about all of that. Okay, I'll say I hope the Yoni lady is still working at Remus Helms Cosplay Ostrich Ranch.
She's not. She sent me a postal card saying she's moved.
You go to the Yoni lady too?
Not really.
Well, do you or don't you?
I sent some people there. I got a referral fee.
You're like a madame?
No, I am not. I wish I was. Then the inquest wouldn't be happening.
What exactly is this inquest about?
They're accusing me of stuff. They've been hunting for me.
Hunting for you?
The 7 managers have been running around Woodland Hills with spears, holding up pieces of rowan wood.
Are they on drugs?
They're convinced I am one of them.
One of them what?
You know.
No, we don't.
Oh, okay. So I said I was 30, right?
Yeah, you did.
At least it takes years for my kind to not age gracefully. I mean, we look pretty good for a while, but then we age a whole lot less gracefully than that childhood star Angel who was in a couple of the school scenes with that fake witch Tabitha.
Angel's been on this show a few times. These days, she's running a brothel in a deserted seaside motel in Redondo Beach. She was on episode 87 and 88, and episode 88 was a flop. Check them out on workplacelawyer.org or the Karl Gerber with a K channel on YouTube.
Oh, I heard her on episode 59. I listened on the Karl Gerber with a K channel on YouTube. That's when it turned out she carried around a recycler newspaper from the 70s, where she was mostly blocked out in the photograph by a dog defecating in front of her.
Oh, that's her.
Come to think of it, I think I partied with her in the 70s before she was all washed up.
You did what?
Angel was
Weird.
she was dating a guy who was manufacturing some kind of designer drugs. They thought I'd have this big old pot brewing boiling water and all.
Why would they think that?
Ignorance.
How can you be 30 if you partied with Angel in these 70s?
If I tell you, I don't want you to think I'm weird or anything.
You don't want me to think you're weird because in 2020 you're 30, but you party with Angel in the 70s? Oh, I get it. You believe in reincarnation.
That's not it. But I do.
What happens if you lose this inquest at work?
They're gonna crucify me.
But you'll still have a job.
No, they'll burn me at the stake.
Oh, don't be so hard on yourself. You're making yourself sound like a witch.
Some people call me that.
Like ex-boyfriends?
No, those 7 managers.
Well, maybe you need to foster a better relationship with your managers.
She needs to foster a better relationship with her Yoni.
Well, that might actually be a good idea.
How can I when they think I'm a witch?
Show them that you're a gentle fairy.
I am. I mean, I'd never hurt anyone with witchcraft.
Well, that's good to hear.
I don't even realize it most of the time. Stuff just happens.
Well, I guess that we're all like that. I think we're going to have to take a break. I'm not getting a lot of this. You know, I don't know why she's on an inquest. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know why they're trying to get her out of the company. I don't know why a company would exist with 1 second songs that are one word. You know, I do get a lot of calls from employees, and their problems sometimes are, they're as strange as what we're hearing about now. And I have to figure out how a lawyer could possibly get involved in these problems. So if you want to actually call an employment lawyer, I suggest that you call if you have a case about losing your job, sexual harassment, unpaid wages, or a work injury. If it's some form of discrimination that got you fired, like you were fired for a protected medical condition, your age, that counts. So call 877-525-0700 during normal business hours to reach my firm. That's 877-525-0700. If there isn't a termination, you just want a lot of advice, unfortunately, that's not the kind of thing a contingency fee lawyer like myself does, because we don't like to take money for consultations. I don't know that that's the best use of someone's money. I think the going rate for one of these consultations these days is probably $500 or more. So 877-525-0700. If you have a case that's ready to go, there's no money up front for calling. There's no money until we get paid, and if we get paid by the employer. So please call 877-525-0700. This is Talk Radio 790 KABC.
Since 1993, the Employment Lawyers Group has been a consistent force in fighting for the rights of California employees. They've represented thousands of employees in cases in which they've lost their jobs, been sexually harassed, discriminated against at work, or owed wages individually or as a group such as a class action. The Employment Lawyers Group has maintained a high win rate and a serious record before the California courts. Please call 877-525-0700 for an experienced work lawyer. That's 877-525-0700. They have call takers standing by. Online, research the firm at worklawyerca.com. They have offices throughout Southern California. If you hire the Employment Lawyers Group, your legal problem becomes theirs to solve.
Does anybody here notice that our bathrooms, whenever I go in there, because now that I'm doing this shift, used to be there in the morning and it was kind of clean. When I go in there in the evening, it looks like the person before me had a temper tantrum and just went in there and went to the bathroom, number 1 or 2, and then got mad about something and threw stuff all over the place, because I can't imagine how that mess happens. They got the seat protectors are sticking on the wall. They got towels. They got things. There's water. People have missed. I don't know it looked like a hostage situation, like the post-hostage, like there should be police tape up. I don't get it. I won't even go other than one out of the house. You know, you try and time it. I don't. There's no way I'm going here. But people are not only going in there, they're doing MMA fighting in there, or something's going on in there. I don't know what it is. I know you can't put a camera in there, but I would love to know which of my coworkers goes in there and goes out of their mind nuts, like they've never been in a bathroom before. I'm telling you. Wow, the primate cages at the zoo are cleaner than that, okay? Every day toward the end of the day, it's just people just decide I'm not going to use a trash can anymore. So I just had to vent and get that out of my system.
You're in charge. At Retirement Planners of America, we specialize in retirement planning designed to make your money last as long as you do. Let us show you how to protect and maximize your retirement savings. If you're nearing or in retirement with more than $100,000 in investable assets, call one of our retirement planners today at 800-994-0302 or visit rpoa.com.
From Woodland Hills to Chino Hills. Get it. Right. AM790 KABC.
With all respect, I do object.
I object. This is Karl Gerber and the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show on Talk Radio 790 KABC. And I was wondering how hard it would be to find a candidate who does one-word songs. I mean, that's pretty simple. I've got Molly Machete here, and I've got a not witch here, and not witch woman. I don't really have any first-hand contact with that person, the big white building, just because I have this thing against Myron Alfumbra, pronounced Madding, but spelled M&M, and I showed him, and I showed up to that high roller dreidel game with him back on the last show I did in 2019. That doesn't necessarily mean I have any influence on what the guy in the big white building says.
I've made him lie.
How?
Spells. Powering off. I doubt you have to do anything to make that creep lie. Oh, wow. I can't believe I just said that. And I'm a Republican.
Spells, enchantress. Are you serious?
That's not the only thing I do with my witchcraft.
Well, in that case, what else do you do with your witchcraft?
I use witchcraft to harness my own orgasms.
How do you do that?
Sister, I'd like to know too.
Tell us, Enchantress Aerosol. Whoa, was that your name? How do you use witchcraft to harness your own orgasms? Rein them in with a horse harness?
Erotic trace and transcendentalism. That's how it's done.
Right.
You don't believe me.
No, because there's no such thing as a witch.
Tell that to those 7 managers hunting me.
Is this like, hello, this is Candid Camera?
I was around in the 60s. I know what that means. But come on, Mr. Gerber. You hardly even have internet listeners who are 35 to 44.
But you're 30.
Just because I'm 30 doesn't mean I can't make a telephone call.
God, you'd make a really bad new lawyer. One of them sent me an email today saying they prefer to do everything by email and would never be talking to me on the phone. I've been challenging these new employment defense lawyers to actually pick up the phone and talk to me.
What's happened?
Well, so far, none of them have accepted the challenge.
I'm pretty sure they're going to try to put me in water or something.
Miss, don't cave in because you think they're going to drown you. They won't do it. You might have to hold your breath a long time and spit out water, but they won't drown you.
Yeah, she knows. She did a lot of that waterboarding stuff over
The Bay.
in-
The Bay. Just call it the Bay.
Well, maybe Molly and Machete can give you some pointers in case they try to melt you or something.
That's just a myth. Witches don't melt, and we're not afraid of water.
You said we're not afraid of water.
Okay, I don't like the term witch. It has such bad connotations.
Wait a minute. Are you saying a witch hunt has been going on? They're trying to find you? They're doing an inquest? It's the 7 managers, not the 7 dwarves?
This is all confused, lady. This isn't the impeachment trial.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do to me.
This is ridiculous. The company you work for with the 1-second songs, you being 30, but being around in the 60s and 70s.
Mr. Gerber, witches don't age. When I was infiltrating the royal palace in the Philippines looking for the red slipper, I ran into quite a few witches.
My brother said he dated one, and she had dead snakes and stuff in the freezer.
Amateur, pure amateur.
The whole thing with freezing snakes and or frogs is sort of pointless.
I wouldn't say it's pointless, but you're either born with the powers or you aren't.
Can you do something other than harnessing your own orgasms to prove you're a witch?
There's no need to prove anything.
Well, don't the 7 managers have to prove something?
No, that's all political.
Political theater! Just like when I was with the CIA and we were pretending... Oh, no. Did I just say I was with the CIA?
Yes!
Oh, buckets of water to propaganda. I just blew my cover.
Well, I'm afraid this is where things have to end. I can't advise a client on how to handle a witch trial or even whether they should secrete themselves if there's a witch hunt going on for them.
Yeah, he's not a Washington lawyer.
Molly, actually, I am licensed to practice in the District of Columbia.
Then I am mistaken. Mr. Gerber could defend you with the witch hunt.
Aerosol, it's been pretty busy at the office these days. We lost an associate attorney. We're looking for a replacement. In the meantime, I've taken on a lot of his cases. I don't think I can do anything in Washington delinquent, whatever that DC thing stands for.
Then you won't be giving out your phone number hoping for new client calls?
I have to. It's my duty. I even talked to a trucker this week who was impressed to find out I was Karl Gerber after hearing this show while she drove.
Okay, I'll do it.
Do what?
Call 877-525-0700 if you have to sue your employer. That's Mr. Gerber's number. He can help you if your employer caused you great emotional harm. Maybe did a witch hunt on you. 877-525-0700 if you were sexually harassed. Oh, us witches don't age for a long time. I know. 877-525-0700 if you're fired for your religious beliefs, even if you're a Wicca.
Oh, Wicca! I thought, I don't know if you are, Aerosol, whatever your name is, Enchantress Aerosol. Okay, good luck surviving the witch hunt, and if they try to melt you or whatever, start taking a lot of swimming lessons. Maybe Molly Machete can help you out. She probably did some covert thing where she swam onto some island during her days with the agency. I've got to clear these people out of this studio. I haven't had guests this strange in 2 weeks. Last week I made a calculated error and I did a show about the most important issues facing California employers in 2020, and it just killed the YouTube channel. And I also talked about San Fernando Valley history and the history of Los Angeles. And, all people really want to hear is this crazy kind of stuff. And the more sexual connotations it have, the more they want to hear it too. So you should catch up on old episodes of the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show on Workplace Lawyer, that's all one word, .org, or the Karl Gerber with the K channel on YouTube. This is actually episode 93 of this show. 93. I've been practicing law since 1993, if you can believe that. And I really am licensed in the District of Columbia, along with Massachusetts, Texas, and my original state, California. And in real life, I am a plaintiff's employment lawyer. And I get calls that are not so far off from the kind of stuff we hear on the show. You wouldn't believe the crazy things that happen at work, and you wouldn't believe the crazy requests and ideas that some of these people have. So I would like you to actually call me if you have a real employment problem. We are taking cases for things like unpaid wages in the class action business or the private attorney general kind of case where you sue on behalf of others. And I can be reached at 877-525-0700. One of the labor issues I think is really big right now is that if you are an employee that is paid hourly and your hourly pay is not factored into your overtime with bonuses, like if you get a fixed rate flat sum bonus, that is added to your regular rate for figuring overtime, and a lot of employers have made that mistake. So that's something I'd like to receive calls about at 877-525-0700. I am also a lawyer who has done quite a few sexual harassment cases and pregnancy discrimination cases. So that's right up my alley too at 877-525-0700. If you're an employee in California, I have offices all over California. We have our own building in Bakersfield, Oxnard, and Sherman Oaks. We also have the downtown Los Angeles office, Ontario, Riverside, and, those are the main ones that I go to. So 877-525-0700 for a real employment lawyer. Once again, catch up on this show on the Karl Gerber with the K channel on YouTube or workplacelawyer.org. I hope that this week coming up for you is a good week if you're working. And if you do have workplace abuse, I think you know where to call. And, if you're Wicca or whatever you are, I believe in representing anybody. We don't discriminate based upon how strange you might be. So this is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show on Talk Radio 790 KABC. Tune in next week. Thank you for listening.
KABC.